Today we will be doing another spinner battle, and this time it will be the 2012 Republican primary, and this will include the top four finishers in that primary, including the nominee Mitt Romney, the runner-up Rick Santorum, Ron Paul, who finished third in delegates, and Newt Gingrich, who got the fourth most delegates. And this will include rounds this time. I actually did do a spinner battle not long ago with the 2008 Republicans, and that one I just did the top four, and I just did one video, and that was it. Whoever got the most delegates won. And in that one, it was Mike Huckabee. But this time, we're actually going to do rounds, so it's going to at least be 3 rounds, because one will get eliminated, whoever gets the least amount of delegates, and that'll eventually be between the top two. So you get the nomination. So, like I said, Romney, Santorum, Paul, and Gingrich were the top four finishing in delegates, and Romney got the nomination. However, in the spinner battle, we'll see who gets it. And it's just a fun thing, not to be taken too seriously. And let's get into it. So, the first state's going to be Alaska. I got my wheel here, so it's numbered. So, Mitt Romney is number one since he was the nominee. Number two is going to be Santorum since he was runner up. Ron Paul third, and Gingrich will be number four. So, let's get into it. Let's see who wins the state of Alaska. And that's going to be number two, so that's Rick Santorum. Next is the state of Hawaii. That's a number three, so it's going to be Ron Paul. And we're going to go into the territories here. American Samoa is the first territory. Let's see who wins it. It's going to be at number four, so Newt Gingrich takes American Samoa. Next is the territory of Guam. It's going to be a number one, so Mitt Romney gets his first one. That's the territory of Guam. Next is the Northern Mariana Islands. It's going to be at number three. That's going to go for Ron Paul. Next is the Virgin Islands. It's going to be at number two, Rick Santorum. And the last territory is Puerto Rico. And that's going to be at number four, Newt Gingrich. And now we get into the state of Washington. And that's going to be at number three, Ron Paul. Next is the state of Oregon. That's going to be at number one, Mitt Romney. Next is the state of California. And a close one, but a number one, and it goes to Mitt Romney. Next is the state of Nevada. Let's see if Romney can get three in a row. It will not, as Newt Gingrich will take Nevada. Next is the state of Idaho. And a close one, but number four, Gingrich takes Idaho as well. Next is Montana. And that's going to be at number one, Mitt Romney takes Montana. Next is the state of Wyoming. That's going to be at number three, Ron Paul takes Wyoming. Next is the state of Utah. That's where Mitt Romney is the current senator. However, we'll go for Ron Paul in this scenario. Next is the state of Arizona. And that's a number four. It's going to go for Newt Gingrich. Next is the state of New Mexico. It's going to be at number three. Goes for Ron Paul. Next is the state of Colorado. That's going to be at number two. Goes for Rick Santorum. Next is North Dakota. And that's going to be at number two as well. Santorum takes North Dakota. Next is South Dakota. It's going to be at number two as well, so Santorum goes three in a row. Next is the state of Nebraska. And that's going to be at number four. It goes for Newt Gingrich. Next is the state of Kansas. It's also going to be at number four. It goes for Gingrich. Next is the state of Oklahoma. And a close one, but it's a number one. It goes for Mitt Romney. Next is the state of Texas. This is Ron Paul's home state where he was a representative for many years. However, we'll go for Rick Santorum here. Next is the state of Minnesota. And that's going to be at number two. It goes for Santorum. Next is the state of Iowa. It's also going to be at number two. It goes for Santorum. Next is Missouri. That's going to be a close number four. It goes for Gingrich. Next is the state of Arkansas. And that's going to be at number one. It goes for Mitt Romney. Next is Louisiana. It's going to be at number two. It goes for Santorum. Next is the state of Mississippi. That's going to be at number 4. It goes for Gingrich. Next is Alabama. And it's going to be at number 3. It goes for Ron Paul. Next is the state of Florida. And that's going to be a Romney state. Next is Georgia. That is Newt Gingrich's home state. Let's see if he can take it. And he will not. Rick Santorum takes Georgia. Next is South Carolina. It's going to be at number 4, so that does go for Gingrich. Next is the state of North Carolina. And that's a number 1. It goes for Mitt Romney. Next is Tennessee. That's also going to be a Romney state. Next is the state of Kentucky. That is Rand Paul's home state, the son of Ron. I'll ever go for Rick Santorum here. Next is the state of Illinois. And that's going to be a Romney state. Next is Indiana. It's going to be a number 2. It goes for Rick Santorum. Next is Ohio. It's going to be a Romney state. Next is the state of Wisconsin. And a close one, but it's going to be a number 2. It goes for Santorum. Doing well here in these Rust Belt states. Next is the state of Michigan. And it's going to be a number 4. Newt Gingrich takes Michigan. And let's jump up to the state of Maine. It's going to be a number 3. It goes for Ron Paul. Next is New Hampshire. It's going to be a number 1. It goes for Mitt Romney. Next is the state of Vermont. Close one, but it goes for Newt Gingrich. Next is New York. Number 4, it goes for Gingrich as well. Next is Massachusetts, where Mitt Romney was the governor at. Will ever go for Ron Paul here. He takes Massachusetts. Next is the state of Connecticut. And that's going to be a Romney state. Next is Rhode Island. It's also going to be a Romney state. And next is the state of New Jersey. It's going to be a number 2. It goes for Rick Santorum. Next is the state of Delaware. And another close one, but it goes for Romney. And next is the state of Maryland. And that one's going to go for Santorum. Next is DC. It's also going to be a Santorum takes it. And now we go to the state of Pennsylvania, which is Santorum's home state. He was a senator here, so let's see if he can take it. And he will. Santorum takes his home state of PA. Next is the state of West Virginia. And that's going to be a Romney state. And last but not least will be the state of Virginia. Let's see who takes it. And it's going to be Mitt Romney. And there's your final total for round 1. Mitt Romney has the most with 829. Looks like Santorum will get second with 696. Newt Gingrich 529, and Ron Paul gets 4th place with 272. So it looks like Paul is going to be on the way out here in the first round. So he won a few states, but it wasn't enough as the others dominated, especially Santorum and Romney. And Gingrich got himself quite a few states too. But like I said, Ron Paul will take the exit here in round 1. And the next round is going to be between Romney, Santorum, and Gingrich. I hope you enjoyed this. And like I said, I did do a 2008 one, but I just did one video and that was it. But for this one, like I said, I'm doing rounds, so I hope you'll enjoy this more. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time.